My name is Rhapsody, and welcome back to the Darkest Dungeon, specifically the Darkest Rhapsody estate thereof. At the very top of this episode, there's something about which we need to speak. I have prepared a statement. There's a new patron tier called the Fourth Wall, and it is for naming characters after patrons. All current patrons at or above the $5 tier will be included in the naming pool for the first game specifically, Darkest Dungeon, as thanks for their support. After that game, it will revert to only including the names from the people that are currently pledging at or above the Fourth Wall tier. All eligible patrons should have received a message asking for their preferred name to add to the pool. Now, I already have a couple of those from patrons that I already had a preferred name for credits for the state of the channel, and from patrons who signed up with their online screen handles, so I already have their preferred name. And I'm going to be assigning those names when we take characters out on a mission. And this is so that I can guarantee that I don't just, name my whole roster after people who are supporting on Patreon and then never use one of them, right? So only when I take a character out am I going to draw a new name. So I've got 4 people who are going out this mission, so let's draw 4 names. Hell yeah. We'll go from the front of the party being Morsi, backwards. So we've got Morsi, Pennell, Tonville, and Dudley. Alright. Morsi is Patricia. Easy. Alright, next up is Pennell, our man-at-arms. And that is going to be Mystara. Hang on. Yeah, there we go. Alright. By the way, there's a public post about this, both on my Discord as well as the Patreon page. Each of those are actually linked in the description down below if you want more information about the new tier or about the way in which the naming system will be handled. Past this point, I'm probably just going to take for granted that people know that this is the way that I'm going to be assigning them at the very least for this series and how the pool is going to change thereafter. Cool. So, next role is the Jester becoming Copy. Alright. These totally kind of fit the naming style of the game as well. I like it. Finally, we have the Vestal, who will be taken, nope, already drew that name, by Raz. Hell yeah. Excellent. Now that the administrative things are done with, I can tell you about the mission and the party that we've selected. So I've got a Long Cove mission with a focus ring. We've only got one Long Champion mission at the moment. I speak about the Long Champion missions in particular because they are guaranteed to reward you with an Ancestral Trinket. So I look at those all the time to see if the Ancestral Trinkets that I want have come up, but Ancestor's Lantern is garbage. It is garbage trash from hell. Unless you get it super early on in the game, I really can't see it outweighing something else. So I'm definitely not going to be going for that. Also, I would have to go to the Warrens and possibly fight the thing from the stars. Going to the Cove, and especially doing a long veteran mission, is probably going to unlock me my next boss in the Cove, as well as pick me up 12 deeds and another focus ring. And I have way too many focus rings, so I can probably easily turn around and sell a couple of them. In fact, I could pretty happily sell both of these right now, because I'll have a third after this. And 3 is like the maximum I would run in a party. Speaking of a party, the party we've selected includes Patricia at the helm, the Master Shield Breaker, who is a Clotter, Photomatic with Precise Striker and Steady. Photomania and Steady combine to basically mean that Patricia is never going to stress out. But the Precise Striker in particular is super important because the Shield Breaker actually has really, really high base damage, and +5 crit on melee skills is really good when you then stack more crit on it. So 5 crit from the focus ring, and we've got another 8 crit from the Ancestor's Pen, and 9 by base. So 9 by base +5, +5, so what, we're on 19 already, and then +8 conditionally, so 27, and then also the ability Pierce has a crit mod of +8. So we're 35 by default. We are 30. Hang on, I think I miscounted that. 36. With 36% chance to crit by base, and that only gets higher because Mystara here, our man-at-arms, also has weapons practice as well as tactics. Tactics being 5+ crit, and weapons practice in particular being a chance, 75% chance, for 8+ crit. So we could have Patricia have 13 more than 36, so 49, just under a 50-50 to crit. That is wild. Considering how high their base damage is, increasing their damage is not as effective as guaranteeing that they crit, or rather increasing their chance to crit. Then we move backwards. We've got Mystara here, who is just control. They also have the Cove Explorer perk, as well as balanced, so they are very, very comfy in the Cove, just standing there soaking up damage. Because of the soaking up damage as well, they are going to be using the Ancestor's Signet Ring to give them their extra accuracy, as well as a little bit of protection. Rampart Shield for stun chance. Then we go back to Carpi here, our veteran Jester, who's very, very fast and a precise striker as well. It's also important to note that a Jester critting is actually really, really, really big, because when a Jester crits, the bleed duration is extended by 2 turns. So Slice Off has a crit mod of +11. By base, we have 7, and then the 5 is already counted, right? So we're 23 plus 5, 28. We're at 28 to crit whenever we use Slice Off, which is the single target bleed. That's pretty big. That's pretty damn big. That said, Cuppy is also here for another reason. With the Inspiring Tune, we're in a long dungeon, so it's pretty important that we have the ability to remove stress from targets. But even more important, we have to have a stress healer, because we are taking out someone who is currently irrational in Raz up here on the back line, who has Natural Eye as well as Unerring. Hopefully those can, or rather the Natural Eye will allow us to actually hit a couple of these Dazzling Lights, but mostly Raz is just here as the Vestal. And in terms of our camping skills, we've got Sanctuary to prevent the nighttime ambush, as well as those 2 buffs from Mystara. The stress heal from Cappy in the opening fights will just pretty quickly remove Irrational from Raz. Alright, Savvy? So there's a couple of these characters that we need to level up a little bit, I think. Nope. 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 Never mind. They are all prepared. Berserk, Cleansing, Surgeon's Charm. No, I don't really care about any of those. Anyone here that I desperately care about? No, no, no. No, I'd wait for Eagle Eye if I was going to do that on board there. On guard Wheeled Explorer with Torn Rotator for a vessel. That's a pretty good low level vessel. I'll take that.
A sister of battle, pious and unrelenting.
Again, I'll only assign names when I'm actually taking the character out. That'll also incentivize me taking out a more diverse party, or more diverse roster of heroes consistently. All right. Is there any removal of quirks or anything like that we desperately need to get done? Would mostly probably relate to our previous parties. So no, Mortimer, no. Bavant. Hang on. Bavant actually does have Fear of Beasts. I should probably remove that. Let's just get that rid. Tuff's Xenophobia is actually a little bit annoying as well. Yeah, we'll give you Hippocratic and Xenophobia lock out, and then no diseases that I want to get removed, right? Bashard has a disease, but it's negative healing skills while camping, so it literally doesn't matter at all. All right. And out we go. Make sure that I choose the right Cove mission as well. There at the very end. All right, I'm going to over-purchase here at the very start, and then I'll cut back. So don't want that. Pick up medicinal herbs to the tune of its long mission, so I'll actually just take a full stack there. 4 skeletal keys should be enough. I mean, 2 full camps, and this allows for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 hunger occurrences. It's probably a bit much. Yeah, we'll cut back down to that. And I could take holy water. I don't need to. Could take skeleton. Yeah, I don't need to on any of these. I'll take 2 holy water. Just in case I see the right thing super early on. Now, we do have the ability to increase the torch in this dungeon. All right. I'm probably comfy with, like, that. Maybe even that. Do we have any highlight benefits? I mean, Photomania, Early Riser. None that are extremely important. Okay, I'm actually kind of comfy rolling with this. So we've got food, shovels, keys, torches. We've got our interactables. Excellent. Let's go on the mission. Just making absolutely certain there's nothing I've overlooked. Because I very much want this party to live. I don't want to go, hey, this is a thing that I'm doing unexpectedly, starting to name characters after people. And then kill in effigy the people that support me. What? Let's not do that. That sounds like a bad idea. Unfortunately, 100% of room battles means that I have to go to the left here. I can't just ignore this room. Nice dodge. Thanks. I'm going to very, very quickly here swap these trinkets around to give some extra stress healing to the Jester. And this is because the Jester with the extra stress healing plus 25% on that. The Inspiring Tune is -11, so plus 25% means that it should increase it by 2 or 3, depending on how the rounding occurs. I think it's 3. So 14 per pop on the heal means that it's only 2 stress heals to remove all of the stress from Raz. Whereas if I didn't have the Ancestor Scroll on copy, it would take 3. So this effectively just buys me an action. Okay. Ship Figurehead is actually just stress removal as well. All right, Pelagic Oracle's right up in the back line. Not keen on that. So one of the things about having your damage dealer be a shield breaker is that Pierce is one of those weird circumstances that can target so much. As in, it can target the back line. Usually your frontliners can't do that. Like, Hellion is like one of the major oppositions to that, with the ability to use the Slice Off. I can't remember what it's called. Bleed Out. No, Bleed Out is the first front line ability. There's an ability to hit either of the mid 2 lines. There's an ability to hit either of the front 2, and then Iron Swan for the back line as well. So our backline control is slightly better than it otherwise might be. But I only just remembered that, yeah, the backline here, the Pelagic Oracle, they are also stealthed right now, and I can't expose them because they're in the very back line. So we are going to have to deal with probably a lot of stress coming out of Pelagic Oracles. For that same reason, we really... Nice crit, by the way. We really need to get this Cultist Enchantress down as quickly as we possibly can. Well, I mean, that move actually doesn't change anything I do. Awesome. Now, the reason I stunned the Cultist Gladiator rather than the Cultist Enchantress, where it would have guaranteed a kill, is because I can also guarantee the kill on that Cultist Enchantress as well as damage everyone else by using Impale.
The ground quakes.
And I guess I just stun the Bulwark. I kind of want to take stress off of you, but also with this ship's figurehead trinket, Curio, I could get away without doing that. It's funnily enough, the depositioning that we've had here, nice dodge,
Slowly.
actually is going to help us because it guarantees that the Jester has to heal. It's the only thing they can really do. I'd love to be able to split damage right now, but rough. We need to be able to keep that target stunned. 95 means... Well, 95 means we're not keeping that target stunned, right? Hey! Pelagic Oracle's down. We've got plus 40 as well as the plus 25. So plus 65 on the 11 stress heal here. Nice. We're 1 crit away from Raz being totally okay here. Nice. Do it! It would have been super cool if that ended up critting and just fixing it. Oh well. Okay, so 95 on each. We've got 130, 160. So 160. We have a 65% chance to stun this pelagic bulwark. Yeah, I'll roll that. Couldn't stress eel Raz there? I don't know about that. I don't know about all that.
Great is the weapon
One
that
down.
cuts on its own.
Stun chance is equal, or rather the crit chance on the stun is equal to the crit chance on the attacks, so rolling either is fine there. The Cultist Gladiator has 45% resist. We have 1/3. Okay, so it was a 15% chance to resist there. Fair enough. All right, and there goes Irrational. Got it. That's obviously why I took this dungeon, because or rather took this character into this dungeon, because I knew I was capable of doing that. If they had more stress than that, I don't know if I would have risked it. Cestus for 9. This really messed with the way I was actually going to construct my party. Like, this is a little behind the scenes, but...
Inspiration and improvement.
Excuse me. Horrible cough. Needed to clear my throat. All right.
Their formation
Yeah,
is
now you
broken.
crit, of course you do.
Maintain the offensive.
Good lord.
As the fiend falls, a faint hope blossoms.
All right, let's swap those trinkets back. Excellent. I'll take the Jade over the Crests. Crests mean nothing to me right now. All right, resort the entire party as well. Yeah, this is a little behind the scenes, but I do spend about 30 minutes to an hour planning each of these missions nowadays. Now, not all of that is spent literally sitting there calculating numbers and stuff like that. That's not really the way I do it. I just kind of feel around the map and feel around the missions and the characters until I feel like I've probably got a solid party for it. But I usually go through, like, 15 or 16 different iterations of different parties in different areas and things like that. And I desperately wanted to take a Plague Doctor here, so I would have the ability to specifically cure with Battlefield Medicine Arterial Pinch, as well as have the double stun for the backline so that I could more easily control stress dealers. But I also wanted a stunner, and I also wanted a stress healer, and I also wanted a healer, and I also wanted the crit, right? So, like, I had to compete all of those things together, and effectively the Plague Doctor just didn't seem viable to take. Oh, look, I was so whoa, you actually got super inspired. Plus 30%, plus 20% damage until camp. That's really bad. On you in particular. Great artifact inspires the hero. I really should have just checked the curio page. I was certain that that was the stress healing trinket. In fact, it might be. It might be stress heal or give a damage buff until camp. If it is that, I'm just so sad that it wasn't on Patricia. Like, damn, that 20% extra damage would be nuts. Yeah, I don't want to free up a slot just for a single medicinal herbs. Never mind, I'm doing it. Medicinal herbs are the most powerful curio interactable in this entire area. All right, Ashen and Thanatophobia. I'd like to get rid of Ashen, sure. Scattering doesn't matter at all. Gambler doesn't matter at all. Lygophobia rarely matters. Witness doesn't matter at all. And nothing. Okay, sure. Roll Thanatophobia removal. Hey, we actually removed Ashen. I was doing a joke where I was like, oh, we'll roll for the removal of obviously not the one I wanted to remove, but it actually removed the one I wanted to remove. Damn you, game. Preempting me at the curve. That's a anti-venom interactable. Not interested. Yeah.
Finding the stuff is only the first test. Now it must be carried home.
If those were two good curios, I probably just would have left the light off and come back and looted that in low light, as well as this curio, and then turned it back on for the room battle. Sadly, that didn't seem like a good idea here.
A time to perform beyond one's limits.
Continue the onslaught.
Destroy them all.
Just trying to spread the damage neatly. By sending the Uka Crusher to the very back of the party, I guarantee that the Pelagic Widemouth is going to have to hit our front line. Is it Widemouth or Grouper right now? It is Widemouth. And that's an Uka Crusher. Sorry, my bad. Hey, good crit.
Strike.
Yeah, unfortunately, it's pretty important guaranteed that target doesn't act. With Uka Crusher super up in the back line, I'm also really sad that I don't have the ability to try and even throw the Rampart right now. I'm gonna yell at him. Fine. Now, unfortunately, our bleed resist on the Jester in particular is actually really low. And also their max HP is also really low. This is going to be a bit of a problem. Yeah, I actually didn't even consider bringing bandages. I guess just because I have a Vestal that can heal a ridiculous amount doesn't mean that I need to rely on my Vestal healing a ridiculous amount. That's no damage. I'm going to protect that. I definitely don't want the bleed stacking on that target. Yeah. Nice try. It's fine. You can bleed that guy. He's just going to heal up over the course of the fights anyway. It doesn't matter.
A brilliant confluence of skill and purpose.
Yep, that makes sense. Hey, get that ruby in those deeds.
Triumphant pride precipitates a dizzying fall.
There's brackish water literally outside. I could take the anti-venom and I could get a pretty reasonable heal. But I have to free up an inventory space for it. I can get rid of one torch. That's not hard, but then what else do I get rid of here? The start of a stack of gold? I'm effectively just paying for a little bit of HP here. Hey. 5 health. On a Jester, that's a lot.
The path is clear. We require only the strength to follow it.
Hell yeah. Great interactable. Real happy to see it. It's our second emerald. Hey, that's a bandage as well. You know what? I'm going to take that over the sturdy greaves. Having one bandage on hand might end up saving the life of my Jester, so sure, I will do this. Three and one.
Impressive.
It's done. These plated maggots are each going to get 1 action, but that's it. I'm kind of happy to take the 1 action per to get that group heal out there. No disease. Excellent. Dodge. Danka. I know it's Danka, don't worry. Anyway, crit him. Hell yeah. High crit parties are just so good feeling.
Compassion is a rarity in the fevered pitch of battle.
We just feel good. I love them.
These nightmarish creatures can be felled. They can be beaten.
Might be eating through these torches a little bit quickly. Especially with these long hallways coming up. Alright. Yeah. Have to control both of the wide mouths first. Fine. Send you to the back of the party as well. And then if I stun the frontliner or even just hit them, either way, they never get an action. Okay, so you take 5. So if this stun... Actually, this stun is guaranteed to connect, and it's also guaranteed to stun, so let's just do that. I was thinking about alternative actions, just in case that stun missed, or didn't stun, or something like that, but no. It's guaranteed to hit and guaranteed to stun. Right. Not really happy about the positioning here, because it means that I'm only ever going to get a single target with Harvest. Definitely time to start slicing off, though. Really got to bleed that target out. Again, I'd love to go for the Gooka Crusher, but let's kill that wide mouth first. Obviously, the reason the Jester didn't target them is because the Jester can't target them, because they can't be targeted because they were in the front line. Oh, the Uka Crusher taking its action before me actually may be good, as long as it doesn't.
In a single strike.
Damn. As long as you don't do exactly what you're about to do, everything's gonna be fine. Wait, what? You did what you were about to do? How dare you? I was very clear about that.
A decisive pummeling.
Yep, it's a decent chunk of change right there. Being the only person who can even try and stun the Uka Crusher right now, you may as well. And then we'll fix our party positioning. Hell yeah. Alright, alright, alright. Let's hit him with one of those. Hell yeah, get those crits. And then maybe... Hang on, do I even need to... Okay, if I add his Kiss, then I can actually stall out this turn a little bit until I get to my Vestal, hopefully. Hey, got 10 extra healing.
The slow death. Unforeseen. Unforgiving.
Pretty handy. Yuck. It's given me loot I want to take that doesn't stack with what I have. You know what? I think I now get rid of the bandage because that's a start of a stack of portraits there. All right.
Secrets and wonders can be found in the most tenebrous corners of this place.
Oh, gosh. I actually really want that bust as well. Yeah, it's probably time to drop those 3 healing... holy waters, rather. It turned out light not only to loot that chest, but also this upcoming curio, and I'm not going to turn the light back on. Oh, really? I mean, this party can do it, and they can shuffle them. Like, if I'm ever going to do it, I do it right now, don't I? Right? Because then I can rest immediately thereafter. Plus 4 speed until camp as well. Wild. It seems like if I'm ever going to do this, I have to do it right now. Fight me.
A star spawned horror.
Surprisingly, that could actually be worse. Right, I'm going to move myself to the back of the party. Now, the reasoning for that is so that my Mystara is in the 3rd position, so they can try and use Rampart to hit the Grotesque Shambler. Unfortunately, I can't open the fight with Adder's Kiss, because if I do so, then I'm going to move the Vestal back ahead of me. So I'm just going to open it with a strike. Please stun, please, please. Yes! We steal around from the Grotesque Shambler and reordered our entire party doing so. Wild. Just wild. Crit, and it blighted as well. That's... Good gosh. We literally cannot stun here, so there's no reason to roll that. Okay. Let's chunk in that extremely small amount of damage right there. Let's go. Obdurous Advancement. Crits on 1. Bleeds 2. Those bleeds stacking are going to be the things that kill us. If anything does, obviously. Damn. That Spore is still alive for another round, unfortunately. Good dodge. Good dodge. Alright, by stunning that Shambler Spore, even if I only did 1 damage there, that's fine. That just means it dies in the next round of combat.
Eradicated.
Oh! Ho, 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 ho. We're actually landing stuns. I mean, 120, so each of those was a 40% chance? Not half bad. Crit him. Oh, the bleeds and blights with the crits. Oh, the damage is just so good. Crit him. And here, I once thought there was a possibility we weren't going to just rock this fight. I know.
Abatement.
How daft of me at the time. Yep. Oh, double crit my backline and a blight application. Ooh. Yeah, we're gonna be worse for wear after this, definitely. I'm splitting that damage because you still have to kill the Shambler Spores after you finish the fight with the Shambler. Not bad. Get that Shambler Spore to never do anything ever again. Hang on, 4 and 7 means if I roll anything except for the lowest damage here, nice. Shambler's now dead.
The space between worlds is no place for mortal men.
I know, I'll leave as quickly as I can, just let me. Obviously about time to start stress healing. And also healing.
Momentary abatement.
I kind of want to stun it for a round if I can here. I think I can. Yup. Just get some more healing and stress healing out. That's right. We're stalling on a Shambler fight. Now, it's not really a Shambler fight at this point, but look. Let me say that. We'll stop. Okay. Body heal again. Ha! Supremely low rolled our damage there. Okay, we have to take another hit. Fair enough. Deserve that. Yeah. I think ultimately I'm still in the clear. Like, this ultimately still was beneficial to do. I mean, yeah, I'll take another turn.
War can be healed, but never hidden.
Enemy stunned this round. Right. Especially if I can somehow guarantee that I act ahead of them, maybe by bellowing at them. I could be in a good position here. Nope. I'm gonna finish it. Whoa, alright, there's our bottle for 7.5k.
Overconfidence is a slow and insidious killer.
Sniper's ring is another 2.25. Yeah, I literally have no space that I can currently fill with this, so It's time to start eating a little bit of food. Definitely need to take the bottle. All right, let's, again, reorder our stuff in terms of quality of loot as well. So we've got highest to lowest in terms of value gems. These are the only gems that I'm going to be taking outside of, you know, Puzzling Trapezohedron, Jute Tapestry, etc., etc. Then we've got our busts are... Like, I don't need that many more busts to finish the final thing that I need busts for, which I think is the Sanguine Vinters. But I don't need the Sanguine Vinters as much as I need the portraits and the deeds. So I think I can get rid of a single stack of busts to get the deed. And then I can get rid of the other stack in order to get gold. Well, actually the Sniper's Ring, because the Sniper's Ring is more effective than gold. It's also worth noting that effectively we're treating the Ancestor's Bottle as a gem. Okay. Yeah, I will actually get rid of that and take the Sniper's Ring and then sell that. So I'm reordering all of this in terms of loot. Awesome. Awesome. And that looks much neater. Excellent. Really? My first hunger occurrence was literally a space later? Ugh. Alright, well, I'm resting when I get in here regardless, so... Oh, we got the scout. Nice. Never mind, I'm definitely not resting. Obviously, we've got 2 curios that I get to collect in low light. Hell yeah, let's do it. Give me those gems. Damn. Probably Thanatophobia next. Extra stress when you're on low HP is not that great. It just means that when things go wrong, they go really wrong. I could pump the torch to get more scouting chance here, but we actually have 60% scouting chance, which is pretty big. Is this... Nah, it's not a curio that I'm desperate to loot in low light, so I'll go back and I'll rest. Alright, and as a result of the rest...
A moment of respite. A chance to steel oneself against the coming horrors.
I'm going to be able to pick up my tactics and instruction and sanctuary. I think because everyone has some stress on them, but I actually don't really care because we have so much crit going through the party and we have the Jester here to stress heal that while I could use Mockery for some stress heal, I could just not do that. Also, actually, if I mocked Patricia, oh, that would be... Hang on. Actually, that's so much stress healing. I think I'm actually going to accept the possibility of a nighttime ambush so that I can do this instead. And you need to remove that before I do it. Cool. So Mockery on Patricia. Patricia has the highest stress resist out of this party. Yeah, so you only take 14 and get 25-25 on the healing. That's pretty good. And then those 2. Yes, we did get the extra crit as well. Nice. On the person who most needs it. Excellent. And then I have the ability to apply some more stress healing. Sure. Get you all to swap your trinkets back. And then... Easy. Okay. That's comfy. Yep, got an item ambushed. Fair enough. That's fine. The party has the ability to reshuffle itself with relative ease, so... I moved myself entirely back so that I moved Mystara to the position where they can throw out a stun. Because that's super important. And yeah, we'll just... It's 52, her chance to crit. That is Patricia's chance to crit as the shield breaker is 52. That's pretty good. Especially when it's a lot of damage.
Well struck.
This whole party is just going to be critting ridiculously for a bunch of fights. It's going to be wild as hell. Oh, wow, that stun chance failed. Oh, these stingers actually have higher resist. Okay, so I would have had like a 40% chance to miss that, so it actually totally makes sense that it missed.
Exposed.
I didn't think they were going to move. I didn't think they were going to do that move. What a shocker. All right, I'm going to kill the backline. I'm sorry, but I'm not really.
Devastating blow.
See what I mean about these crits being our stress seal? You can literally just heal. Yes. All right, and sure, we'll throw out another stress heal as well. Why not? It's my favorite Pokemon.
A trifling victory, but a victory nonetheless.
Definitely portraits over Jade. Definitely. Collect that on the way back. I wonder. Oh, I didn't reposition my party. How important is that? How important is that? That's pretty important. All right, so I just lost a move there by being a bit daft. I'd love to be able to kill the Slavering Ghouls super early here, but the thing is, these plated maggots can disease us as well as the Slavering Ghouls, so I think I should probably focus on removing one of the sources of disease from the map.
Cleansed from our lands.
Also, by doing that, since it doesn't leave a corpse, we have the ability to now stun the Slavering Ghoul. Stara. And a possibility of Raz hitting this stun. Nice! Alright! Oh yeah. Rock that first round. We definitely need to start slicing bits off of that Slavering Ghoul.
Another one falls.
I'd still love to have targeted that at the Slavering Ghoul, but again, same reasoning as last time. I don't really think that was a great idea. Al, don't worry anyone. Oh, the dodge! And, as a result, no one got worried. Damn. I really wanted the stun from Raz there to hit so that I could, on Mystara, go for a Bellow instead. Crit. Oh, Slavering Ghoul is already dead, actually, to their bleed. So if I want to take some stress healing, and I do, because I am me, I can just now do so.
The wounds of war can be...
I just get 2 turns for it, in fact.
But never hidden.
Hell yeah. And then I just got to quickly yell at you. Well, 11 is literally exactly what you heal, and Patricia actually crits often enough that I think she'll be able to take care of her own stress there. Gosh. It wants me to go to all room battles, and we've had like only 3 rooms without battles. This is definitely going to be Patricia interacting with this artifact like I cannot. Oh, whew. This is going to be good. This is going to be real good. Unfortunately, because we didn't crit there, we do actually have to pitch in another action if we want to be able to kill the Cultist Enchantress in time. Never mind. We crit on that hit, which means that it does it anyway. Oh, that's awesome. Oh, what? That Guardian is 1 from dead. So while I appreciate what you just did for me, game, like all or nothing, please. No, I'm kidding. But I'm not really kidding him. I'm going to Bellow at him rather than actually stun or try and steal an action here. And the primary reasoning behind that is because I want everyone to die to their bleed or blight if they are going to. The Cultist Gladiator still being alive allows them to move forward, allowing the midline to be the Pelagic Bulwark, standing next to a Pelagic Oracle, which is exactly perfect for me to be able to harvest and hit the Pelagic Oracle despite both guard and stealth. Nice try. I'm just gonna stun you and then let you die to your bleeds and blights. But yeah, it was a nice try. All right, everyone's dead. Whee! I mean, we get a little bit more stress healing out at least. 3 and 1. Actually, we're 1 short of killing that Pelagic Bulwark. As much as I want to get the stress heal out, obviously... Sorry, as much as I want to get the stress heal out, as much as I want to get the damage out, obviously I don't need to do it yet. With all these slow enemies, we actually get time to respond to them. It's nice.
This expedition at least promises success.
So it was actually a stress heal as well. We get a fight in the next phase. Yeah. Ooh, Harvest Hero is going to work. Hop! Ooh! And it really chunked the Pelagic Oracle there as well. Nice. Pelagic Oracle is now down.
Quickens.
Yeah, this looks like it's probably going to be a turn or round 1 Moida. It's not. I could have tried to go for the round 1 Moida there, but it's so much safer to just roll that stun. Gosh, I love the tactical party. I hate that we have this battle here, though. Because now my battle buffs are gone. And all it took was 1 hallway to do it.
Obliterated. Success so clearly in view. Or is it merely a trick of the light?
I don't think there's anything I'm currently holding that I can yet throw away. Especially food. Like, we are probably gonna have to, like, half ration our characters or something like that. I'm actually pretty happy to split the damage there, because then I can also do it with Impale. And a lot of the time, that sets me up for, like, 2 kills in the first round, which is 2 more kills than I usually get in the first round.
The wounds of war can be healed, but never hidden.
This fight looks a lot similar to one I had recently. I don't know why. I'm getting a lot of Deja Vu right now. And I have no clue from whence it came. I'll do the battle buff here because it's actually still going to be active when we go into the next room. So we're actually going to walk into the next room with a crit bonus. I know. Like the good old times.
As victories mount, so too will resistance.
Oh, good gosh. Well, those are hidden Pelagic Oracles there. Not super keen on that. Thankfully, I could bleed one of them. But also, unthankfully, I was out of position, so... Let's try and roll that stun to see if I can bellow next round. Nice. Or rather, bellow instead of stunning here, so that I can make sure that I act ahead of them. So that I can harvest and impale them. Good. Sure, may as well kick in some extra damage against the Yuka Crusher there. Actually can't even hit the Pelagic Oracle. Fine. Let's go for the Uku Crusher again. Hey, actually managed to stun it again. Nice. One more Impale will kill both of these Pelagic Oracles easily. Or 2 more rounds of letting them bleed out. Except for this one. Removal of its corpse there. I don't know if I'm actually super keen on that. Just guarantee that the oracles are dead because we are much more capable of taking care of HP loss than anything else right now. Actually also going to make that guard. I mean, because I can't stun here and I definitely can't deal, you know, any damage with that character. They have negative 30% damage on them, I think, at the moment. That character being Mystara the man-at-arms. I'm going to be very careful to try and use the names commonly.
The bigger the beast, the greater the
rather
glory.
than saying that character or man-at-arms or any generic terms like that.
Seize this momentum. Push on to the task's end.
Wow, I got a torch back. I'm so enthused about that. You can hear it in my incredibly high tonal variation voice right now. Wow, Cultist Gladiator went faster than the Pelagic Oracle. That's not the usual. Okay. And then the Pelagic Oracle. So that means that the Cultist Gladiator actually just rolled super high rather than the Oracle rolling super low for its speed. Now, unfortunately, I definitely have to bellow at them here, so
Compassion is
keep an eye on that.
in the fevered pitch of battle.
All right, and that's effectively just stunning the Oracle and the Gladiator. That Pelagic Oracle currently has 5 speed. I have 10 on copy. That shouldn't have gone down like it did, is what I'm saying. I've even 8 on Patricia. Like, someone should have gone faster than Pelagic Oracle there. I'm only annoyed because I specifically played so that it would go last, so that I could do, you know, the kind of same strategy I was trying to do there, and then that got invalidated. Well, time to actually heal some stress, I guess. And just a wee bit more. Nice. Heals for a total of 9 there. Ooh, 1 ruby and
Foolish
2 emeralds. Hell yeah.
Brought low and driven into the mud.
That hunger occurrence terrifies me. I don't know if I'm actually going to be able to use this last firewood. May end up throwing it away. Do I want to split? No, because that plated maggot's probably actually just direct attacked, so... Oh, wow. Whew, yikes. Alright, I probably actually direct target the Pelagic Wyvern. They gotta get that down before it ever takes an action after that buff. Well, that sucks. Wow! So the first stun had a 40% chance to fail. The second stun had a 10% chance to fail. Both failed. Trey Lame.
Be gone, fiend.
Obviously, that was incorrect. I should have just stunned the Oracle there. Like, there's no reason to give it an extra action. Probably does knife here. Ceremonial cut. But still. Wasn't even necessary to allow them to get to that point. The reason I self-criticize so commonly when I'm Let's Playing in particular is because it's effectively... not only is it me saying, yeah, I know I did that wrong, but it's also me trying to reinforce for the future what the correct thing to do would have been. Impale is very powerful is the thing. It's like surprisingly good. And the reason, like, to me, it's surprisingly good rather than just good is because victory. Impale reminds me of Grape Shot Blast in particular. I think I'm actually better off in terms of damage if I bellow. Just so that I can slow down these Fusiliers. One of them's already dead. The other one a little bit less so.
Ringing ears, blurred vision. The
Gosh.
end approaches.
Please stop hitting me. Thank you. I mean, you heeded my words on that one. You could not have done it better. I'll go for the battle buff here because actually both of those, in particular, midliners are already dead. So chunking more damage on them doesn't really achieve anything. That'll get it done.
Compassion is a rarity in the fevered pitch of battle.
Roll to see if I get any stress healing. Got 3 out of it. Happy enough with that. It contains loot. Ooh. 2 more food actually could be relevant, but in particular, the extra emerald is
If only
nice.
treasure could staunch the flow of otherworldly corruption.
Unfortunately, Onyx is the highest gem that I'm not going to be collecting because I just do not have the slots for it. I'm actually just going to camp here.
Huddled together, furtive and vulnerable. Rats in a maze.
Tactics, weapons practice. Weapons practice does hit the right target again. I'm actually almost keen on using Tiger's Eye, increasing that crit to just astronomical levels and fighting the nighttime ambush should we get it. You know what? I'm doing that. Let's do it.
The match is struck. A blazing star is born.
For the next 4 combats, we are going to destroy everything quite quickly. Yep. Yeah, didn't manage to get that stun. Rough. Oh, sure, stress me out. I dare you. I am the least stressable of the characters on the field currently. I say I mean Patricia is the shield breaker, obviously. Yep. Shred that, thank you. And that one.
To the pit.
I definitely don't need another shovel. In fact, like I'm holding onto a single shovel for the possibility that there's an obstacle here as well as a room battle in the final room. Definitely a little precious about it. Ah. Why do we keep getting these situations where we don't get to damage them? I'm just trying to kill everyone. Let me do it. I can't go Rampart right now because if I do, I move Patricia out of position to use Impale. So as a result, instead, yell at him. Impale works perfectly, and we've got 1 dead Pelagic Oracle. Let's see if we can get that stun. Nice. That's a really good opening round, especially because with the Pelagic Oracle here dying and moving the other one forward, I now have the capability to harvest to hit the other one as well. And Carpi having ridiculous speed, gonna get to do that. Nice. Oh. Oh, the damage is wild. I love it. I did not think that the Oracle still had that in them. Oh well. As in, I didn't think they still had Eternal Live on the field. You say, yeah. And then it does bleed, yeah. All of that followed pretty much exactly as I assumed it would have. It had to be Arterial Pinch. It had to be against the Jester, and it had to hit the bleed as well. Good told you all that was happening from miles out.
Compassion is a rarity in the fevered pitch of battle.
It's literally not possible for the Uka Crusher to go faster than me. It has -5. I have +4. So the difference between our speeds is more than 8. Perfect. Having the Jester go before the Vestal, which I think is also guaranteed by the speeds of our party, allows us to get some more bleed that we can then immediately heal thereafter. It's nice.
Monstrous size has no intrinsic merit, unless inordinate exsanguination be considered a virtue.
I'm going to throw out 3 torches and start stacking on it. It's way too late to start doing this, and I'm a little disappointed that I am. But just because I'm committed to a wrong course of action doesn't mean it's correct. And doesn't mean that I shouldn't correct myself as well. Alright, this could be a hunger space. It's not. Good. Makes me significantly more confident going onwards. Didn't surprise them. That's rough. I want to get the diseases off the field, and I know actually, I think the energized stingers are also capable of rally giving you a disease, but I'm just going to have to deal with that. Damn it! Don't you dare hit this stun. That's how that was supposed to go. Thank you for doing it correctly. Alright. And then if I stun this plated maggot... Excellent! It's dead from its bleed. Pretty much exactly what I was setting up for. Damn, I would have been able to kill that energized stinger before its round. Oh, never mind. I can still. Hell yeah. I'm actually going to yell at them because I think that's going to be more effective than the stun roll. Like, this energized stinger now definitely acts, or not definitely, most likely acts behind my other characters. Go for the battle buff. Literally just to give that exact attack a higher chance of crit. Still want busts more than I want crests. So an easy swap to make there. Hunger occurrence. Yeah, we could have some trouble. We've only got 2 more food, so another hunger occurrence is not great. And I also know, because we haven't completed the battle, or rather completed the main mission yet, that this next room up here is essential. Directly after this fight, there's exactly 2 spaces that have the possibility of being hunger checks. If either of them is, I'm going to be pretty sad about it. If neither of them is, then I am so pleased. Yep, and that's a stealth? What? Never heard of it. I don't even know what it does. Nobody ever explained it to me. I mean, do I even need to bellow? No, it doesn't really provide anything here. You know, actually, the better move there may have... No. Pierce is obviously going to be more damage than Adder's Kiss. I was thinking the better move may have been to have Mystara move themselves backwards. So that I could enable Adder's Kiss on Patricia, but... obviously, with this much protection on the Uka Crusher, we get better return for our action by just piercing. Especially when they crit. Which they typically do. 57% on your crit chance right now. Unfortunately, our battle buffs are now gone. I was actually going to hunger in the next few spaces regardless. Like, if I got a hunger proc, I was going to be hungered. Or hungered, I was going to starve anyway. So for that reason, it should have been replaced. Actually, the shovels also should have been replaced. Yeah, with this room battle with treasure, I don't think that the clam counts as treasure in that way. Torch also should have already been gone. Keys I have to keep. Medicinal herbs I don't need to keep. Yeah, no, I prioritized my loot at the very end of the dungeon incorrectly. My bad. 5 to 8 rolls the 5 and doesn't bleed. Wow. Nice. Thank you for not stunning. Throwing him out of position, though? Never mind. You didn't do that either. Stun the Widemouth. Really bad Impale when it doesn't crit anyone. I don't want either of these wide mouths targeting my backline, so to move the Energized Stinger backwards is effectively a defensive action for my other characters. Sure. Totally stress me out, Let's see if I care. Well, that'll do it. Although, I'm gonna need another action to kill that Pelagic Oracle now. And that'll settle it. Thank you, Raz. Sure. Easy stress heal. Yeah, I mean, I couldn't have done anything else that turn anyway, so... And the only scenario where it's a problem is if I immediately then get crit. Dungeon's done. Now I just want to... Should have turned out the light before I finish that fight. I gotta remind myself of that more often. I keep screwing that up. Alright, that's still a pretty good amount of loot. I mean, it's worth noting that we have about 10k more than it looks like in trinkets to be sold.
For a time.
I mean, 6 apiece. Not bad. We've also picked up Thick Blooded over Balanced on Mystara, as well as Night Owl on Copy. Also, all totally reasonable. Another thing that we managed to do, though.
Irritant to some. A sanguine memory to me.
Is to level Patricia out to the point where they are now a champion shield breaker, which means that I can go through the rest of the Nightmares with Patricia. As well as unlocked the 6th level of the Cove, so I've now got my first champion boss there, the Beguiling Siren, who gives us the Siren's Conch for plus 50% debuff resist, as well as negative 20% stress on a single character. That's actually a totally usable trinket, but obviously depending on the mission and such. Another Ancestor's Lantern, I hate that that keeps showing up. I'm assuming that it would, like, it still changes, right? It's still in a rotation. Bedtime Story and... Okay, I don't actually see an immediate mission there. For the moment, my name is Rhapsody. The name of the game is being Darkest Dungeon. Again, if you would like to join the naming pool, and you're not currently a patron, the only new patrons that will be included for the Darkest Dungeon pool are the ones that join in at the 4th wall tier. It's only the people who were already supporting at the time of that announcement who are going to get grandfathered in to the first naming pool in particular. All of the stuff that I've talked about is linked in the description down below. Not only a playlist with all of my contents on this game, past, present, and future, as well as my link to my Discord and patrons also there, I think, at the very bottom. I kind of try and hide it away out of eyes because I feel like garbage when I talk about it because it feels cloying and it just feels weird to talk about a system for financial support But when it's obviously related to something that's occurring in game, I kind of have to. Hopefully you've been enjoying yourselves, and hopefully we'll see you next time.